Yo, 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 what's poppin'? What's crack-a-lackin'? What's really good? Thank you for listening to The Rope Break, your source for news, opinions, and anything else that revolves around the world of professional wrestling. It is I don't hit the brakes because I breaks the walls down. I'm not a piece of furniture, nor is my last name Ottoman, because I'm not that Shockmaster. It's your boy, Shockmaster Grizz. Conspicuous by their absences are my trios tag team partners. We are missing the Polynesian Papi Chulo, the Anwa anchor of the Rope Break, Joe Maga, as well as the man who hits as hard as McGregor, but is always as smooth as Money Mayweather, Brett the Hitman. I tell you, people, these wellness policy violations have led to suspensions for our podcast MVPs for several weeks now. However, I'm here for a very special edition of In This Corner. It's the segment where we hype and highlight the fantastic professional wrestling that is going on right here in our backyard. It's not literally backyard wrestling. This is everything from homegrown talent to WWE Hall of Famers right here in the local indie scene. Like I said, we have wellness policy violations on both Joe Maga and Brett the Hitman. I obviously would love to do this with them and prefer to when possible, but we're going to move right along. I've got to tell you about the Tough 8 tournament. This is pretty much the biggest event of the PWA calendar every year. It's 6 years running. This is the 6th annual. How many local wrestling companies have a 6th annual anything? If anything, it just speaks to the consistency and the quality of the PWA Pro Wrestling Academy product, that they are able to continue Friday night fights twice a month. And really, the 6th annual Tough 8 tournament is here. I want to run down the contenders in the tournament and then talk briefly about what they also have going on as a ladder royal. This is all this Friday night, folks. It's $10 instead of $5, but you're going to get twice the show. I would even go on the record as to saying, if you attend this program and are a fan of wrestling but are not satisfied with this show, I will refund your ticket. That's God's honest truth, because I really don't see a way that this show doesn't deliver. So first off, we've got the veterans of the Tough 8 tournament. These 4 guys have been in it before. I'm just going to jump right into it, guys, okay? Azrael. He has been in PWA since the very, very beginning. He is a former international champion and tag team champion in PWA, international being their premier title. He's the only wrestler who's ever won the Tough 8 tournament 2 times at all, let alone in consecutive years. He's a Ring of Honor veteran. He's been a champion everywhere he goes. He wrestles all over the country, dude. I've seen him, hyping matches on Facebook as far away as you can think. Honestly, he's been a Match of the Year winner with PWA. He's got to be the odds-on favorite to win it all again. There's just, if you're gonna play the safe bet, you go with Azrael. He's also in the infamous Injustice League, which is a stable that has run roughshod over PWA for years now. Another member of that stable is another entrant into the tournament. All right, Sebastian Cage, who is the current international champion of the company. This guy is sick. They're all sick. Everyone in this tournament is capable of winning it and is very talented. Sebastian Cage is balling out of his mind right now as far as wrestling goes. He is the current international champion. Like I said, he is the premier champion of PWA. He's a former tag team champion with Azrael. So a really compelling idea is the thought that 2 members of the infamous Injustice League could meet each other in the ring and have to determine, by competing, who moves on to try to win the whole damn thing. If there's a number 2 safe bet, like if there's any way to try to save your money if you're gambling on this event, you've got to go with Sebastian Cage. He advanced in this tournament last year when he won a battle royal to earn the spot, but it was a double pinfall finish. And the other guy who was part of that double pinfall finish is pretty much Sebastian Cage's arch nemesis at the moment. It's Mantequilla, who is a luchador superhero. Mantequilla is Spanish for butter. You know, it's really funny. It's a cool concept, but it's also, this guy's real good. He's, like I said, he's currently one half of the tag champs. In fact, I think it's his second reign with the belts. He's a fan favorite, man. People go bananas when he comes out. He's extremely charismatic. He is the mouthpiece for his team, but he's also delivering in the ring. He's got super strength, flight. All joking aside, he is extremely athletic. He would be the fan favorite pick to win this tournament if I were to go out on a limb and pick one. He would still be an underdog, I suppose, because, you know, you've got the Injustice League in there, and you've got another guy who is also a member of a stable and also wrestles for House of Glory in New York, where Mantequilla wrestles. The next contender, you've got Evander James. Now, I've seen this guy receiving a Hurricane Rana and do a kip up without even hitting the ground. The guy is extremely athletically gifted, and he's also a super stiff worker. You're going to get kicked in the mouth. You're going to get kicked in the face, in the back, in the chest. This guy's going to knock your teeth out. He's outstanding. It's his second year in the Tough 8 tournament, so he does have a sense of familiarity. In any sport, it's always a boost if you've been there before, right? So you kind of know what it's going to be like, and you walk into it knowing what to expect. Evander James is one of those guys in this tournament this year. Everyone has a chance. I keep saying that, but there's a real, very real opportunity here for Evander James to separate himself from the rest of the really worthy contenders in PWA by winning this match, by winning this tournament, rather. Those are the four guys who've already been in it. Moving forward, there are four more guys because it is 8. That is the number. The newbies to this year's Tough 8 tournament include somebody who's not a newbie at all to the audiences of PWA, Nathaniel Carr, the Elm City sensation, Mr. Aim to Entertain. He's a big geek, but you got to take him seriously. He has been striving. He's been pushing himself harder and harder than he ever has, and I've seen it firsthand because I've been watching PWA for a long time. I've seen this guy train. He's in there. He is just getting in the best shape of his life. He recently managed a victory against his absolute arch nemesis, PWA Oxbaker Old School Heavyweight Champion Dan DeMann, who you've seen in NEW. You've seen him all over the independent scene. That is Nathaniel Carr's arch enemy. That is a super villain to really test your mettle against. Nathaniel Carr's done it. He's beaten Dan DeMann. He's in this tournament. He's my personal sentimental choice to win the whole thing. In fact, I may be wearing my Nathaniel Carr shirt when I go to check this show out. You know, it's been 4 years that he's been grinding at PWA, and again, I keep saying everyone in this tournament can win it, and he is one of them. The crowd will be behind him hard. The next guy, Steve Pena. I don't know if it's Pena or Pena. He's good. He's real good. He's tall. He's athletic. He's fit. He's stiff too, man. If I could see him and Evander James go at it, that might be a really hard-hitting affair. That would be a matchup I'd really like to see, if the chips fall where they may. He's been around PWA for about a year. Each time he shows up, his matches are just getting harder hitting. They're more brutal. Like I'm saying, he really is a legit tough guy. You know, but for all that, he's also super athletic, like all of them. I mean, everybody is. But he earned this spot by challenging the independent champion of PWA, Bull Dread, who is a 15-year veteran in this business and really who managed to outsmart him in the early goings. Pena managed to convince Bull Dread to put his spot in the tournament on the line, and he beat him. He pulled the trunks, but, if you pull the trunks in the final of this tournament and the ref doesn't see it, you walk away with the trophy. So you could say he's got the brains to go along with the brawn. I think there's a very real chance that Pena walks away with it too. I wouldn't be surprised. The seventh entrant is Matthias Glass. Now, he is an absolute rookie in this year's tournament. He's been with PWA for under a year. He's a huge fan favorite. You got to see this guy because he is a walking embodiment of every Jewish stereotype, and that's the whole thing. That's what he's going for. That's his persona. It is hilarious, and at the same time, the guy's built like a brick shithouse. Like, he is thick and strong, and he's got an engine, man. He does not stop going. I would not for a second be surprised if he ended up in the finals of this tournament, maybe walking away with it, if only for the fact that he's a little inexperienced in comparison to a lot of these guys with regards to where PWA's at. If he's been scouting opponents, there's plenty to watch. He has a good shot. The last entrant, this is actually the other half of the tag team champions. This is the Caveman. The Super Savages tear it up in House of Glory. They tear it up in PWA. This guy's head is impervious to punishment. You could punch him and walk away with broken fingers. You could DDT him and he'll pop up and look at you like, I'm about to headbutt you. You might leave with a concussion. This guy is super serious. And he's also tenacious. I mean, he doesn't know the word quit. He actually doesn't know any words. He says ooga booga an awful lot. But another compelling idea, another compelling matchup. Maybe we might see the tag team champions going at it against one another for, to advance in this tournament. That would be outstanding. Basically, just compelling matchups across the board. And my official pick is still going to be Azrael. The guy is too cagey, too experienced. He's seen too much. He's done too much. I think he takes the third, and I think he cashes in that opportunity against Sebastian Cage for the international title again. The infamous Injustice League are not the nicest guys. I think you got to expect them to kind of implode if it comes down to who gets this opportunity and who is the champion when it's time to cash in. Just so you know, this year's tournament is singles matches. So it's just like the old King of the Ring, the old King of the Ring. You got your 8 guys, and it's a one-night tournament. And I'm actually really excited to see this. Everyone who knows me and talks to me about wrestling knows I'm a huge mark for tournaments. It's like my favorite thing. And yeah, it's cool to walk around with a trophy. The second half of this massive event, I wouldn't say second half, I would just say the other part of this massive event, is the Ladder Royal. I don't know if you've ever heard of a Ladder Royal, but what we've got going on is a Battle Royal, standard Battle Royal, and when you get down to 6 guys, a ladder is introduced, and now there's a contract suspended above the ring, and whoever gets it becomes the first contender to whichever title they so choose. So all day long on Friday, July 7th, you are watching people striving to achieve what no other sport can come close to, and that is walking away with a professional wrestling championship belt. I can't think of a more distinguished honor. All these guys are just going to go way out of their way, give it their best shot. This is going to be the greatest professional wrestling event you've seen this week, at least. I don't know, man. New Japan, WWE got Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. New Japan's in town. TNA is now Global Force. There's so much going on in wrestling right now. you would do yourself a massive disservice to deprive yourself of the opportunity to see this show on Friday. Entrance in this ladder royal, PWA former international champion Hippie Dicky Moon, the most recent former champ, and pretty much the most over face, if you want to say it that way, but one of the biggest fan favorites in the entire company, has been for a while. Extremely talented guy. If you were to ask me, one of the two odds-on favorites to win this ladder royal, Xander Litt used to be one half of the NPCs, the tag team with Nathaniel Carr, who's in the Tough 8 tournament, and they were tag champs together. Xander has struck out on his own. He's another, he'll kick you in the mouth. He takes a lot of that Japan style to heart. He really likes to apply that kind of mentality. Dan DeMann, who we talked about, is the current Ox Baker old school heavyweight champion of PWA. The biggest belt in the company. He's got it. He's also a member of this infamous Injustice League alongside Mike E. Fabulous, who, if I'm not mistaken, is making his in-ring debut. I could be wrong. Mikey shocked the world when he turned on the PWA faithful to join the league, the Injustice League. If him and Dan DeMann are in there together, unfortunately, that makes it tougher for everybody else involved, because those guys can team up and have a really strong showing together. Kid Christian, super athletic. I've said that 15 times in this rundown, but the fact of the matter is, everyone's very gifted. Kid Christian is one of those leaner. He's not as tall, he's not as bulky, but that's why he could do the things he could do. He's all over that ring. He's a high flyer, part technician, part high flyer, very charismatic as well. I could see him coming away with this contract and opportunity. You got to get over the fact that the Injustice League's in there. The more experienced guys like Dicky Moon and Xander Litt are in there. It's going to be a volatile environment. Damian Darko is in this battle royal, another tenured PWA veteran who, was on his own, very kind of like an anarchist, kind of like a rebel, kind of a politically driven mentality, and he fell in with the normals. So you take that kind of warped sense of justice and belonging, and you just turn him into a face-painted psychopath. He's got nothing to lose, and he's been in it for so long. I would never be surprised to see him walk away with that title shot either. A few people are making their in-ring debuts for PWA. You've got AJ Spectre and Cyrus DeVille, neither of whom I know a damn thing about. So, sorry guys. I can't offer any insight as to why they might win. I just know that if PWA brought them in, they're going to be quality contenders. They're definitely going to have a shot, just like anybody else. And the last entrant, this is a personal favorite of mine. Love this kid. His name's Sammy. He is a student at PWA. This kid is going to blow him away. I don't know if he's going to do it in this environment, because he's got a lot of tough guys to fight. But there is going to be a day down the line when Sammy earns his contention. Who knows, man? I hope I'm wrong. I hope he Hurricane Ranas the whole lot of them out of the ring. I hope he does standing shooting star presses and just lights up that ladder when it gets introduced. I would love to see that. I just don't know how likely it is. I think he's going to learn the hard way how the level of competition that exists in PWA. So all of that, it wouldn't be the rope break if we didn't talk about a few other things. I got to tell you that I am extremely excited for Great Balls of Fire, despite the name. I just think that Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar is a match that I have clamored for as long as those guys have both been the tough mothers that they are. Like, it's going to be outstanding. I think that match is not only going to steal the show, but I think it's going to cement Samoa Joe as a legit main eventer in the title scene for WWE. I love the mainstream coverage that IWGP is getting. It's just crazy to me that to read an article about War Machine, Warbeard and Rowe on ESPN is phenomenal. Like, I can't believe it. I know that Ring of Honor is, it's just, everything is lining up to this wrestling climate that we can all enjoy. And I guess I'm rambling now at this point, but I just got to tell you guys, PWA Friday Night Fights, very, very special edition this week. Tough 8 tournament is going to tear the freaking house down. If you have any questions about it, hit me up on Facebook. My name's Ryan Bear. Or go to the PWA, Pro Wrestling Academy, Connecticut. Go to their page and check it out, man. You can get all the information you need. It's 327 Sandbake Road in Cheshire, Connecticut. And I appreciate you listening. We're getting the social media going. This rope break thing is going to get bigger, and we love having you along. Thank you so much.